Well, hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be riding one of my favourite pieces of road. Yeah, so that's the desert road. Great piece of road and a great piece of geography. And it starts pretty much here at Turangi. Turangi is a nice little village or a town that's tucked into the southern end of Lake Taupo. Resident population of about 3,500, but that swells up a bit during the ski season, which is part of their economy, and of course for the trout fishing. The Tongariro River, rated as one of the top 10 trout fishing rivers in the world, flows through Turangi, and the reputation it has is well deserved. And the other things that Turangi relies on is forestry and the hydroelectric power. So the road itself is virtually, or for me anyway, in 3 different sections, mainly because of not just the geography, but because of the flora. And it starts off in the forestry, and then it comes up on more of the plateau onto the more scrubland, and then it goes into the tussock country. But here we are going through the forestry, and absolutely beautiful part of the country and a beautiful road to ride. It has its moments, as you'll see a little bit further on, but as you can see as you head there, that's the Kaimanawa Ranges. And there's Mount Tongariro, first glimpse of her, and then we're down into a series of gorges or gullies, depends where you come from. Some overseas may call them canyons. Superb scenery, as you can see. A lot of it is secondary growth of native, and a lot of beech forest in through here, and of course there was the exotic forest as you saw further back. What a beautiful winter's day for the ride. Just look at that sky, it's fantastic. One of the things to watch for too, you can see it here probably more than, or in this section of the road, more than anywhere else, is when you look at the banks, see there on the right hand side and some others there, is the different layers of volcanic activity, because the mountains do blow every now and again, and these layers have been laid down over the millennia. Quite fascinating and quite pretty to have a look at. So as you see on the right hand side there, the ice on the banks and the ice on the road. In these shaded sections, that might sit there all winter. And in actual fact, I shot this video about 2 months before I'm editing it, And the road at the moment, the desert road at the moment, is currently closed because of snow and ice. And here's the next change. As you can see, we're out of the forestry now and we're coming up on the plateau. And the flora again has changed. You've got this nice scrubby little section. I pulled over here to get a couple of photographs, but it's a good time to read out today's verse, which comes from Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 23. And that says, "Let us hold tightly without wavering to the hope we affirm, for God can be trusted to keep his promise." So again, look at all the ice that's built up there. You have to be a little bit careful in some of those corners. Most of the time it's not too bad because the traffic's gone through, especially the trucks, and they break that up a little bit. But it still pays to take some care. There's Mount Ruapehu, and the desert really runs from Ruapehu, or the mountains, in the west and goes across the Kaimanawa Ranges on the east. There's a bike I've just gone past. There's only a couple of bikes out on this particular trip. So here again you can see that this is the third change, where you can see the tussock, more tussock coming into it, and the scrubby growth is cleared away, or not so prevalent. And although we call it a desert, there's quite a bit of swampy areas in it as well. So just while we're riding through, just have a big shout out to all the new subscribers, and of course many thanks to those who've been subscribed for a while. And if you like what you're seeing, leave a like and a comment. That all helps with the algorithms apparently. So yeah, and share with your friends, etc. And hit that bell icon so you can get some notifications of the new stuff coming up. So there's one of the other things you'll see are these pylons, and they remind me of the aliens from the War of the Worlds as they march their way across this austere backdrop of the desert road. And the other thing to watch out for here, well, not so much to watch out for, but so what you need to realise as you're driving through here, that you're now in a military training area. And if you go off the tracks, well, I recommend you don't go off the tracks and off the roads there, because there'd be some unexploded ordnance still going through there. And it's such a neat ride, but then this happened. The local police put all their flashing lights on and thought they'd come and have a chat. I thought they were going to come and have a chat to me about what a good-looking trike I was riding, but wasn't the case. They came to have a chat with me all right, but not about the trike. So anyway, they were really good. If you check out my left-hand mirror there, you'll see them coming in, all the whistles and bells flashing away there. I actually turned the video off here because they're not too impressed with being videoed when they do their work. But we had a bit of a chat, and then he told me how much it was going to cost, and I thought, what? So I hauled out my gold card and said to him, is there any discount for pensioners? and they were still laughing when I rode away. But I used to play around in here a few years ago, back in the late 60s. Terry, you'd remember this. This is our playground. And Adrian, you would have spent a bit of time in here too with the military. But you can see now, just looking ahead, that the desert is almost finished, and the rolling countryside and pastoral land is starting to come up. And we're not too far out of Wairuru itself, which is really the end of the desert, end of the desert road. And here's the entrance to the military base. And just a couple of kilometres further down the road, we come into the little township of Wairuru itself. So all in all, a really good ride. Absolutely fabulous scenery and a great day to be riding on it. At the service station here, we decided to pull in and get a bit of go juice for Esther, and a bit of coffee for me, a bit of go juice for me as well. I see there's a Harley parked in there. I met the guy, actually I can't remember his name. He came from Oamaru. He's been up in Tauranga for an occasion, and was on his way back down to catch the ferry. That's the Wairuru Military Museum there, and a great facility that is. Heading on the road for home now. That's pretty much the desert road done and dusted. So I hope you've enjoyed riding with me and seeing it. It's been a great ride. So in the meantime, thanks for watching. Don't forget to ride free, and of course, God bless.